Alright, this is a weekly reading for Virgo. And your two songs for the week are going to be Queen Hammer to Fall and Motörhead with Ace of Spades. So, Ace of Spades, the card, I'm going to say the playing card, is usually the, Ace of Swords. So there's going to be either new focus or new feelings. It could also be coldness. You could have a cold part of your life that you're kind of either rediscovering or exploring, or you could be working a lot. So could be either or actually focusing on somebody who's very cold. It could also have other things in it. It could be more materialistic, or it could be more day-to-day activity. So it's either or. So the week as a whole is going to be the Empress. The Empress is a mother figure as well as a sister, wife, or a marriage. So it has the feminine influence. So there could be, you could be feminine, or somebody else could be feminine, or, if you're, thinking that you're divine feminine more so than a divine masculine, that could be the reason. Usually divine feminines attract more wealth than the divine masculine for some reason. Usually the divine masculine has to be awakened on the second level in order to achieve prosperity. So, that could be it. Also, there could be a lot of humanitarian things or interests that are opening up to you, and other aspects of your own personality, practicality, and decisiveness that is being opened up to you as well. I feel like this week is a lot of intuitive things happening. It could also be people that are awakening to the reality of their situations. So, it's a different week. Alright, so we have number 2. Something unexpected that will arise. We have the Judgment card in reverse. So blindness to the world, delay, or disappointment, divorce, procrastination, theft, lost affection, morbid thoughts. So there's some depression going on here for sure. There could have been some delay in something, or there could have been some bad reactions or rejection. So there is going to be a lot of depression or lack thereof movement. So there's going to be lack of movement. So there could be like you want to travel, but you can't travel right now because of different things or different channels that you need to take. But yeah, I feel like there's like a stop, and it feels like it's more of something that you're taking personally than like just knowing that like there's different things that is going on in the world. So there's a lot of stuff that you're taking a little bit harder than other people right now, because you feel a need to go somewhere that you might not be able to go to right now. So that's for a few of you. For others of you, there could be a block in your Jupiter, which is expansion. I know a lot of people kind of feel that way right now, where they're not really expanding beyond their house. Like it's a problem. But stuff kind of moves out of its own way when it needs to, And I feel like this is kind of a learning experience where you can expand through entrapment, which is a real hard thing to explain to some people, because some people do get suicidal thoughts when they can't do what they need to do. But I feel like this is a learning experience in order for you to grow as a person, so that no matter where you are, you're always proceeding forward. So then your Jupiter is not blocked. I feel like a lot of people have to go through a lot of spiritual growth in order to unblock themselves, because it doesn't matter what container you're in or what kind of situation you're in, you will always be in a box due to somebody's perception of you or societal views, okay? So you're going to have to try to overcome those, and that is a thing all on its own. I would say anything that you had to do, whether it's, immediate or otherwise, you might be doing different hobbies at this moment in time, and that's your choice, okay? You can do whatever you want within your own containments or confinements. It's not the end of the world, okay? I know sometimes it may feel that way, but you have to kind of feel the need to, expand and do what you need to do in order to prevent certain things and certain thoughts and certain actions from happening, okay? And your intuitive third eye is going to constantly be aching if you don't listen to that call, okay? I know a lot of people are awakening too, so it's going to be a confusing time. But I can assure you it's going to be fine as long as you meditate on it and you find out where you need to be and what you need to do. Usually, being awoken means you will find out what you need to do and try to do everything you can within your power within a day. Okay? So it's a very weird experience. So number 3, how to stay grounded and balanced. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So a revelation of feelings, a false heart, joy tempered with tragedy, and inconsistency. So like I said again, there's going to be a lot of different things. Depending on how you see it and how your perception of your containment is, that's going to be entirely up to you. It could be of mind, it could be of putting yourself in a position where you feel guilty about something, and you're putting yourself in your own thought prison, which, to be honest with you, you can always set yourself free from any situation and any decisiveness, knowing that if somebody's being negative, you have to be positive. People that are negative never want to be around positive people because reasons. As far as myself is concerned, I kind of go through chaotic marks. I was born with a Pluto that was blocked, so I don't fear death. I don't really fucking go that path anyway, so I have a blocked Pluto, but I do give guidance to other people. I'm kind of like Sailor Pluto of, Sailor Moon, if you want to watch that show. But, yeah, you give guidance to other people. I feel like everybody needs guidance at some point in time. But with me, I go on the chaotic spectrum. So I don't feel like I need Pluto. I like giving other people advice and guidance and trying to help them along. So some people say I'm negative. I'm not negative. I'm just realistic. But yeah, I feel like in your situation right now, you might be fearing the worst. And to be honest with you, the world in general is not a perfect thing. It's a fractured development of process. Whatever you make of it, you can make of it. But within your own confinements, like I said. But be careful with selling yourself short with your own mind. Some people can't be alone by themselves because they buy into the fear, So number 4, important emotion you'll feel this week. It's going to be the 3 of Wands. in reverse, however. So, someone giving help in order to gain future influence, treachery, a problem, devastation. So, there's a point where you probably don't want to take other people's advice. You don't want to hear spiritual shit. You don't want to hear emotional shit. You don't want to hear party shit, which I totally get. You might not want to hear this too, so you know. But you're gonna have to deal with stuff that comes your way, okay? And don't be like taking the easy way out either, because it is a lesson in your own karma. So you know, just remember that, you know, whatever you do, it does have repercussions, you know. So just be careful, all right? Because you know your karma is kind of big in the world of horoscopes. Um, Virgo's usually the medicine keeper, so if you decide to take the easy way out, you kind of become that person that constantly needs medicine advice, other people, and you're not resilient. It's a weird type of horoscope, but yeah, if anything, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna be in your own mind. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this person's gonna reject me, or this is gonna reject me, and stuff like that. But I feel like the more you think on that level, you're going to reject yourself. You're rejecting your own positivity and your own justice. Because, you know, in this day and age, there's going to be a lot of people that reject you. You know, it's not anything personal. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I feel like a lot of people need to grow. Okay? It's not a bad thing at all. Okay? You might need to grow, you know, other people might need to grow. It's not a bad thing. Alright, so number 5, we have something that will inspire you. We have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is in reverse, obviously. So, complete disaster, violent, and self-destructive behavior. Obstacles, infidelity, tyranny, and embarrassment. So there's going to be something or gossip coming out or something going on that involves you, or it's kind of a rumor, you know. People like to talk's cheap, and you know, if people see you as something else, then they kind of buy into gossip, which it's terrible, to be honest. But who cares, you know, if you're constantly minding your own business and doing your own thing. If anybody has questions, you can easily deflate any gossip, you know, it's not the end of the world. But I do feel like somebody might be pregnant, or somebody might be spreading false rumors about you, and it might actually be reputationally harming to you in some way, shape, or form. Or you might think that some of this news is actually bad long term for you. So, what I would say to that is just let it run its course. I feel like it's gonna deflate really fast. Or you might be dealing with a karmic that's like, oh, I'm pregnant. And they kind of want to entrap you in a situation. Which I feel like a lot of karmics do that. They fake like they're pregnant and they're going to keep the child and all this. And really they're not, because they themselves don't see themselves as parents. So, you know, you just have to kind of look at everything. Alright, so if they are pregnant, they're pregnant. But if they're not, then they're kind of trying to entrap you in a situation. So, number 6, how your spirit guides will speak to you this week. We have the Page of Pentacles. So, academic achievements, plotting, scholar, love of new, stable, loyal, within boundaries, a do-gooder. So this could be you or somebody else, or a mentor, or somebody who you look up to and who's down to earth, such as myself. Um, my friends would laugh at that, but anyway, yeah, I do feel like you needed a message that was more positive than negative because you might be in a negative mind frame of, if somebody gets pregnant by your seed or you get pregnant, um, it might be a problem long term because maybe your parents or your relatives are more traditional than most. So having a child out of wedlock could be kind of shunned amongst the community or your religion or your church, whatever the case may be. Um, so it might be great shame. So I understand that, but I'm pagan, so if anything happens, it's nature's will. So I'm kind of a little biased. If it happens, it happens. But it happens in its own time. You might have been delaying having children or other things also if it is a pregnancy. So what are you gonna do? But number 7, how to best support yourself this week. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. It's also the dog, number 27. So the dog, if near, represents true friends. If distant, is surrounded by clouds. It's suspected of enemies. I don't see any clouds in any of these, so I do feel like your true friends are going to come and help you out, alright? And with this reading, I do feel like this involves a model or modeling in some way, shape, or form. So there's either you're a role model to somebody else, or you could be a model. You could be a model citizen. You could be anything that's basically model related. You could be building models. I don't know. But there could be a bit of a mentor type of stature with yourself. I don't know if you're an influencer or not, or you're big into the community, or like anything famous related. You could be a role model for teenagers or preteens or whatever, and then you get pregnant, and that's kind of throwing your entire message down the toilet. So there could be a bit of that too. But yeah, I just feel like you're putting way too much weight on your own reputation, and I feel like you need to breathe, so that you can take the necessary steps forward to see what's actually happening with you. Okay, it's not the end of the world. It's just a different perspective that you haven't thought about. Okay, so just breathe. Everything's gonna be fine. It's just gonna be a different stats in your, repertoire of other things that you can be and will be and have to take on. If it's not a pregnancy, it's gonna be something else. It's always gonna be something else. All right. So breathe. Take a deep breath. Understand that everything in life runs its course, either in a good way or a bad way. So just make sure that you make really in tune decisions, okay? Because, life kind of takes its own courses, okay? Anyway, Virgo, hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form, okay? And I do feel like this is going to be a growth period for you in more than one way, but it's not a bad growth, okay? It's a different growth that you may have not expected, or you might have expected. So just breathe, okay? You do have to have a talk with other people, and I feel like that might scare you. Also, there might be other decisions that you're going to have to make, okay? And it could be very big decisions that could potentially, run your life, basically. So make incisive decisions about what you want long term and what you want short term. I feel like you need to know what your options are and make your own decisions. But again, You know, it's entirely up to you, but you need to be in tune with every decision and what's going on. Okay? You need to know all the information and facts before you make a step forward and do something stupid. Okay? Anyway, hopefully this helped you out in some way, shape, or form, and I will see you in the next reading. Hopefully this week goes by well and you don't freak out too much. I feel like a lot of you have anxiety. Just breathe. Deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Hydrate. Just be alright, okay? You can help out a lot of people with yourself, you know. You don't have to be a model citizen all the time. You can make mistakes, you know, that makes you relatable, you know. Anyway, everything will be fine, alright? I'll see you later, alright? Later.